We're going to start at the home orchard up around the house. I've been working on the fence a little bit. It's been really hot here in Michigan. Hot and humid, and so I've been taking it easy. But as we can see here, I made a gate for the front of the house here. Had to get the gate in first, and I've started with the fencing, but let's go through the gate here. Look, see how the apples are doing. My trees are changing shape. The little Cortland here is the leaves, or the branches are all dropping down. Pretty good size. So coloring up a little bit. These are all insect free, so they're doing really well. The Fuji over here is this tree was about 5 or 6 feet taller at the beginning of the year. I notice now, since I'm getting some really good fruit sets, that the tree is just loading down and changing shape, or it's going to be a spreading tree, it looks like. So the tree is mature, and there's a little bit of damage in some of the apples. You see that one there. I didn't pluck off all the damaged ones. Some of them I'll just throw out to the deer. So this tree is not overloaded. It has a good crop, but it's not overloaded. So there'll be enough perfect ones for eating for the family. There's another gate that needs to be put up. I have the wire up here on the gate. Here's the gate here. I have number 12 gauge wire. One at about 3 foot high, and one up here at 6 foot. And I'll put fishing line, like 30-pound test, every 6 inches down here. The grapes are going to be growing not mostly for eating, but just as a green fence around the yard to keep the deer out. Down here we have what was labeled a red June. This tree has a long history. About 20 years ago, it was planted at the back of the property with about 12 others. And it was a red June. About 10 years ago I transplanted it. Most of the trees had died back there, and this one was still struggling. So I transplanted it up here, and it has some apples. I can zoom in on that. But these are not red June. This is 29th of July. They are still not red. So what must have happened on this tree is that the variety died and the rootstock survived. So it's a very vigorous grower. I'd say it's probably a MM111 rootstock. So definitely not an early apple. There's some more apples up there. So nice shaped and stuff. I'll test the apples, taste them. I don't expect them to be that good, and I'll probably end up making this tree into another pretty good size. Look at that. I'll probably make this tree into another multi-variety tree if these apples don't taste as good. My grapes, I have Candace and Reliance back here. They didn't set a real full bunches, but they did set. And I'll get some grapes out of here if the turkeys stay out of my backyard. So got some good bunches in there. Down at this end, Candace, I believe, is a smaller grape. They're both a reddish grape, and Reliance is a larger one. I'm not sure which end is Candace and which end is Reliance. There's another group, another bunch. Those look like longer ropes of grapes growing on this end. This is the Liberty tree. up at the corner of the house again. And you can see it's a pretty good size. They say it's a sprayless tree. Well, I do spray it, but it's a good one. Now here's my pride and joy, my Shizuka. Look at these apples. Look how they're coming. A large yellow apple. I noticed some rusting. Look at this limb, or this apple. A stripe of rusting from the stem down to the other end. I was reading, and that's actually a trait of the apple. Some of them have that. So it's not a disease or anything. It's just how the apple sometimes forms. It's just in the genetics. So these apples are going to have a nice pink blush on them. Right now the fence is helping to hold the apple limbs up. So I think I'll leave the fence on there. And what I'll do is I'll take some long sticks and stick them through the wire under a limb and out the other side to help hold any limbs up I need. All around the tree of the apples are setting. They set well. They're almost spot free, many of them, and it's going to be nice apples. Over here is the McCowan, a light set, about one per cluster. I like McCowans. They're a good backyard orchard tree. Not good for commercial orcharding because they tend to want to go biennial unless you prune them back. Unless you thin them quite a bit. Here's the Golden Delicious, and boy, that limb looks like it's bending down. Uh-oh, I got an apple stuck in the fence. See if it barely fits through. Okay, I'll let that limb bend down. I'll have to stick a stick through there to hold that up. That's bending down well below horizontal. That tree is going to change shape quite a bit this year. Johnny Gold is a large apple, so this limb will be pulling down quite a bit. Yeah, it's the first time I got a fruit set on this tree. So when I get the fencing up all around the yard, I will take these fences off so I can work the tree a little better. And it'll keep the deer out of the yard. I had someone on YouTube ask me, does a deer really come that close to your house? And I replied back, yeah, sometimes they ring the doorbell and run. They do come right up here in the front yard at night.